Minnesota. My name is Chad Smith. I'm going to show you today a few basic principles, how to build yourself a log staircase. The first thing we did is we ripped off a 4-inch slab of our log. This is going to go against the interior wall of the log house. It's going against the wall. It's just going to be bolted there, so we didn't need the round part on that side. And the other side we put on our mill. You can see that is a half log. I believe we did about 6 inches thick, but it's kind of dealer's choice. Alright, once you have your log ripped in half, you have to figure out your rise and run. I'm not great at that. We had our uncle do it. He's an engineer. Otherwise, there's engines online. You can put in the distance you're going with your stairs and the height to your loft floor, and it'll tell you what your rise and run are. This one's 7 3/8 by 10 1/2. So the first thing, once you know that, then you have to snap a string line so you get a straight edge. And we hugged it a little close to the edge here, but it turned out all right. I'll show you how we adapted to that once we figured it out. Then you take your carpenter's square and you measure them out. Your 10 1/2 mark hits here, and your 7 3/8 hits here, and then it'll give you each one of your steps for each one of your stringers. So you can see once you get this one traced in here, you want to put a little mark across the line here so you know where to start your next one, and then you slide to that mark and you line it up to your 10 1/2 on this side and your 7 3/8 on this side. And then you mark your next line and make sure to put your little hatch here so you know where to start your next stair. Okay, once you have it traced out, you're going to want to put a step on there and see where you landed. As you can see, this is one of our steps we cut. I'll show you how to cut those in just a moment. But it's not quite centered. You know, we got quite a bit on the back side. So what we're going to do is we're just going to scoot it. See here, we're just going to scoot it on this line to where it's about centered, which will bring us, it's looking like 1.5 inches from our line. So if that's our center, we just cheat every one of the steps to this 1.5 inches, so we're pretty much centered. And then once you have this bottom part cut off in this front, so it has a kind of a finished look, and the same thing will happen with the top. On our last line here, this will be cut like this. In a log home, these stairs will be built independently of the loft floor. Alright, stairs, pretty simple. Anything with a log home, you're gonna be snapping a string line, approximating a center or an edge like we did on that stringer over there. We approximated that edge so it gives us a starting point so we can put our straight lines on a surface that wavers. So you'll just line your carpenter's square up on the red line that you snap down the center, and you'll make a mark right along this edge, and that's where your chainsaw board will sit. So once that line is there, this board will go right on that line, and that's what it'll give your chainsaw guide will ride on there to give you a perfect cut on this side and a mirror image cut on that side at 36 inches. I believe it's 3/8 inch. This saw stays away, so you have to figure that in. But these chainsaw guides, they work pretty perfect for cutting 90-degree angles on things. So if you're building a log home, you will own one of these. I believe it's called the Haddon Lumber Maker, but there's one on Amazon too for like 20 bucks. I think the Lumber Maker is 60, and I bought the knockoff, and it seems to work perfectly well. It's a good idea to leave the gap. No ratchet strap system. Alright, here we are. We're getting the steps put in. cutting them as we go. I think we've got 3 left to do. As you can see, we pounded out this left side to leave ourselves a little gap so we can fit them in there. So we just started all these bolts part way, and the right side we have all tight. That way that guy can slip them in there, and we're trying to get them each fitted. And then once we get the 3 that we have left done, we'll cut off the top and we'll scribe a post into the right hand side. I'm not sure if I'll be here for that, but I'll get pictures of it. All right, so as you can see, we're getting there. We have to cut off the top yet, put in 3 more steps, and then scribe our post into the bottom. All right, a couple days later, the post scribed under this side to hold that independently. The toes cut off. And the half slab then is attached to the conventional wall. And then this beam that has the extended floor joists on it is on ready rod, so it can be adjusted.